Hi guys, welcome back to Sheri Approved. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. And in today's video, we are going to do part 2 of habits that can actually make you age faster. Aging is a fact of life. It's actually a blessing. Some of us age better than others simply because of genetics. But then there are also factors internally and externally that can actually age us faster. And we may be able to do something about it to actually delay that or help us to look better as we age. And I don't know about you, but I want to be able to look my best for as long as possible. When it comes to signs of aging, some of the things that a lot of us look at, like fine lines, wrinkles, age spots, sagging skin, sometimes it feels as though those things just appear overnight, but they really didn't. Things have been happening over a period of time, and then it just seems as though it has come to the point where it's so much that our natural eye actually picks up on it. Or perhaps you may look at pictures of yourself or old videos and then you compare it to what you see now, and then you realize, wow, there has been a change. So in part 1 of this series, I discussed 5 habits or things that people do regularly that can actually speed up the aging process. And it's really just things that we should be mindful of. Some of these things we may be able to make complete changes. For some of us, it might be a process. I know there are certain things that I am personally looking at, and I really enjoyed the discussion under that video. So today we will continue from point number 6, and I will share 5 more habits that a lot of people engage in on a daily basis that can actually make you look older faster. Point number 6, there are people who skip out on moisturizer. You might say, but Sheri, I can afford to leave out my moisturizer. No, you can't. The basics of any good skincare routine is a cleanser, a moisturizer, and SPF. Moisturizer is really important, and there is a reason for it. We must protect our skin barrier, and as we get older, our skin barrier actually needs much more protection. For some people, as you get older, you may realize that your skin is suddenly sensitive to things that you probably were not sensitive before. Your skin may actually be moving from oily to combination or from combination to dry. There is a general reduction in sebum or oil production of the skin. But not only that, we take for granted that when we were in our 20s and our teens, our skin had a lot more resilience, and so it recovered faster from a lot of things that we probably did that was not the best for it. But as we get older, that resilience is reduced, and we will definitely pay for it. So if you have been skipping on moisturizer, please don't. There are quite a few people that actually use a lot of serums and then they skip their moisturizer day and night. You want to be capping off your serums, your treatments, your hydrating products with a good moisturizer both day and night. It is so important. You might be surprised to see the impact of not using moisturizer on your skin, how it eventually will show up. And while I am on this point, it is even more important that you choose the right moisturizer for your skin type. I have oily, acne prone skin, but oily skin can also be very dehydrated skin. In fact, there are a lot of people whose skin is actually dehydrated, and because it's dehydrated, it's producing extra oil to compensate. Once I started to understand those dynamics, understand hormones and what was happening with my skin, that totally changed the game for me. And although I have oily, acne prone skin, I love using heavier moisturizers at night to really cap off my nighttime skincare. In the daytime, I will go with something lighter, but I'm not going to skip my moisturizer. Habit number 7 that might be aging you is that you are not drinking enough water. Can I say by a show of hands? I know this could be a challenge for a lot of people. We know we should be drinking X amount of water. We might start it, you get all those fancy bottles, you put timers on your phone and all of that. You try different methods and you start off really good. You get on the train and then somewhere along the line you fall off. But it's so important. As we get older, hydration becomes even more important. External hydration on the skin is important, but we must remember that what is inside or not inside of our bodies is actually going to show up on our skin. Now, you can imagine that when you're drinking water, you're consuming water, all of our organs need water to function. And so our skin might be the last place that our water might go to. If you're not drinking enough water, not only will your body be dehydrated, but that dehydration is going to show up in your skin. Dehydrated skin is going to age faster. Fine lines and wrinkles are definitely going to show up before time. Staying hydrated is so important. Besides having an impact on the overall glow of your skin and the plumpness of your skin, consuming enough water could actually improve the texture of your skin. There are actually people with under eye dark circles, and the cause of it is dehydration. I have seen some people try cream after cream, serum after serum, and it was only when they started drinking enough water that their under eye dark circles completely vanished. So water is so important to the skin. In fact, the structures that actually have the collagen in our skin, they all depend on sufficient water to operate. I actually want to mention a study that was done in 2015 and was published in the US National Library of Medicine. The study was actually done to quantify the impact of water intake on the major indicators of skin physiology. This study was actually really interesting to me. I will link it down below for those of you who really want to get into the science and go into all the details. It's very fascinating. But the long and short is this. In just 30 days, adding 2 liters of water significantly modified the superficial and deep skin hydration in the persons that participated in this study. To me, that's really good news, because if you're somebody who is dehydrated or not having enough water, you could make a significant impact on the hydration level of your skin in just 30 days. Bad habit number 8, consuming too much caffeine. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram or on Facebook and you've been following me for a while, you guys know that I am a coffee lover. I am a tea lover. I love chai. In general, I love hot drinks with caffeine. And caffeine has great benefits. It not only wakes you up in the morning, it wakes up your skin too. It has great antioxidants. It also has vasoconstrictive properties, which actually helps circulation in the skin. Caffeine is used in a lot of skincare products because of the benefits it has to the skin. It is also anti-inflammatory. It can help reduce redness on the skin, puffy under eyes. So there are a lot of benefits. So this is not a bad or caffeine at all. However, the issue here is too much caffeine. And for those of us who might be coffee lovers or tea lovers, or there are some people who are probably addicted to certain soft drinks that contain a lot of caffeine, or energy drinks, things like that, consuming excess caffeine not only can have negative effects on the body, but that is going to show up on your skin and can make you age faster. Why? Because as we know, caffeine is a stimulant, but it is also a diuretic. That means every single time you consume caffeine, you are actually dehydrating your body. And we just talked about the importance of hydration and how dehydration can actually age you faster. Even worse is if you're consuming a lot of caffeinated drinks and not drinking water or rehydrating your body, you're going to be in an even worse position. But most of us will consume maybe 1 to 2 cups of a caffeinated drink, and that's perfectly fine. The issue here is when we get into the excess, and doing that over a long period of time will constantly dehydrate your body, will constantly cause your body to be losing the water that it actually needs, and therefore the impacts of dehydration will show up in the skin. But caffeine as a stimulant could also impact your skin because it can have an impact on your sleep and the quality of your sleep. And if you're not getting enough sleep, refer to video number 1 in this series. You can see that it can have an impact on how well you age. Bad habit number 9 is repeated lip movements. In this point, we need to cover 2 things. 1, drinking from straws and bottles. So you know all those water bottles that we love to walk around with, or we love to be drinking out of regular bottled water, or for some of us, we love the fanciness of having our drinks through a straw. There could be some issues with regards to our lip area. I know that a lot of people in my age group message me like, Sheri, I'm noticing more lines in my lips, around my mouth is sagging and so on. This really has to do with repeated lip movements. If you are drinking from a straw or drinking from a bottle occasionally, that's fine and there's not going to be so much of an impact. But if you're somebody who is always drinking from a straw, always drinking from a bottle, what is happening is that you're pursing your lips either to pull from a straw or drink from a bottle, and you're constantly doing that. Those repeated actions actually encourage the breaking down of collagen and elastin in that area for our face. What can you do? Opt to just drink from a glass without a straw. That's if you're somebody who is doing this repeatedly and probably needs to take note of this, because again, we are talking about the impact that certain habits could have on us. And those repetitive movements is one of the reasons why smoking is one of those factors that actually causes premature aging, for 2 reasons. 1, because of that action, it also causes a pursing of the lip, and you're doing it constantly. In fact, people who smoke regularly, who smoke daily, will actually see this impact faster on their lips than somebody who is probably drinking from a straw all day. But besides that, the smoke from the cigarette will actually cause direct oxidative damage on the skin around the lips. And that's why you have all those issues like the yellowing and the darkening and the wrinkling. So yeah, if you are concerned about this and smoking is one of the things that you engage in, you might just want to rethink that habit. And finally, habit number 10 that can cause us to age faster is poor management of stress. And I want to pause here because this point is so important. Stress is normal. Stress is a part of our daily lives. The issue is the management of stress. The issue is how much stress that we are carrying and not dealing with, and how that stress is having an impact on us. Stress affects us in so many different ways. It will affect our health and our bodies internally, but it will also show up on our skin. I can't tell you how many people I engage with on a weekly basis, and sometimes we are trying to track and trace what might be the cause of all kinds of skin issues, and you would be surprised at the impact that stress has on severe skin issues being a major trigger. Stress wears our body down, and when we are under stress, our body goes into a particular mode that releases certain hormones. There are quite a few. The one that we know a lot about and we hear repeatedly about is cortisol. These stress hormones can cause biological changes in our body at a cellular level. That means it's deep and it is going to show up somewhere, somehow, and at some time. Cellular damage caused by oxidative stress can shorten our telomeres. Psychological stress can also shorten our telomeres. And telomeres are kind of like a cap on our DNA. And in fact, there is a lot of talk about how we can lengthen our telomeres or prevent them from shortening because of the impact that it has on how well we age. When excess cortisol is triggered in our body, it also encourages the breakdown of that collagen, the same thing that we're actually trying to preserve, the same thing that we're trying to build, the same thing we're trying to get more of. That stress that we're walking around with is actually fighting against us and breaking down the little bit of collagen that we have left. The more stressed you are, the more cortisol your body is going to produce, and the harder it's going to be for your body to keep up at the pace that you want it to keep up at in terms of rebuilding collagen and elastin. And if it can't do that, we are going to see some extra lines. We are going to see some extra wrinkles. We are going to see the skin showing effects of premature aging. I know for me personally, this is one of the topics or one of the points that I'm really concerned about, that I'm trying to keep at the forefront of my mind when it comes to my skincare, my self-care, my healthcare, the management of stress. And I really want to encourage you, if this is a big issue for you, if this is one of the main factors that you need to be concerned about, do something about it. Set boundaries, talk to somebody, get help, pray, exercise, listen to music. Just find something, some way, somehow to manage that stress. Because while we may be talking about the effects on the skin, you have no idea what that is also doing to your body, to your health, and to the quality of your life. We've come to the end of another video. Again, I would love to hear in the comments, are you struggling with any of these or any of these factors or habits that you need to be mindful of or that you're working on? I know I certainly am, and I hope that this video was helpful. Please remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you guys in another video. Take care. Bye.